Do this every night before sleep and wake up. Rich introduction. As the sun sets and the world grows quiet, a sacred moment arrives, the final hour before you drift into sleep. This is not just a time for rest. It is the most powerful moment of your day. Why? Because the thoughts you hold before sleep seep into your subconscious mind and shape your reality. If your last thoughts are of lack and limitation, you will plant seeds of struggle. But if your last thoughts are of abundance, gratitude, and faith, you create a magnetic force that draws prosperity to you even as you sleep. Tonight, I will share 5 transformative steps to practice before bed so that you can awaken to a richer, fuller life. These steps are simple, yet profound. Follow them consistently, and you will see doors open where once there were walls. Point 1. Release the day and forgive completely. When the day draws to its quiet close, the soul seeks peace more than anything else. Yet so often we carry the heavy load of the hours behind us, the sharp words spoken, the mistakes made, the opportunities missed. These burdens are like stones in our pockets, and if we fall asleep clutching them, we awaken with the same weight, dragging it into a new day. To truly live a life of abundance and joy, the first sacred act of the evening must be release. Release is freedom. It is the gentle act of untying the knots that bind your heart. No matter what happened today, it is done. The sun has set on its events, and nothing can be altered by regret or anger. When you cling to resentment, you are chaining yourself to the very thing you wish to escape. Resentment poisons the river of prosperity, while forgiveness purifies it. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is power. It says, I choose to rise above what happened. I will not allow this to live rent-free in my mind another moment. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a clear, flowing stream. In your hands, you hold every grievance and every worry like small stones. One by one, drop them into the water. Watch them sink and disappear. Feel the lightness as your hands grow empty. That is what forgiveness does. It takes what once weighed you down and sends it far from you, so your spirit can soar again. Science, too, affirms this truth. Studies reveal that people who practice forgiveness experience lower stress, better sleep, and stronger health. Imagine the gift you give yourself when you lay your head on the pillow with a calm heart and a clear mind. You are not carrying chains into your dreams, you are stepping into them unencumbered, ready to create and receive the good that life longs to bring you. And let us not forget that forgiveness includes yourself. How often do you replay your own missteps, whispering words of blame in the silence of the night? Let it end here. You did the best you could with what you knew then. Now you know better, so you will do better. That is all life asks. Wrap yourself in mercy as you would a warm blanket, and rest in the assurance that tomorrow offers a fresh page for you to write upon. When you release the day and forgive completely, you open a divine channel for blessings to pour through. The universe rushes to fill an empty, willing heart with goodness. Each night becomes a quiet ceremony of renewal, a sacred letting go that makes room for greater things. Sleep then becomes not just rest, but transformation, a time when your soul aligns with abundance because you have swept away the dust of resentment. And when you rise lighter, freer, and infinitely richer, not only in wealth, but in peace, which is the greatest treasure of all. The words you speak carry a creative force that shapes your world. Every syllable is a seed planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious, and what you plant, you will surely harvest. If the language of your lips is filled with lack, you will reap lack. But if your words are clothed in abundance and certainty, the harvest will overflow with blessings beyond measure. Each evening, before surrendering to sleep, speak words that align with the life you long to live. Prosperity begins in the unseen realm. It is born first in thought, then nurtured by speech, and finally blossoms into reality. When you declare your wealth, your success, and your unlimited supply, you are impressing these truths upon the inner mind. The subconscious never argues, it accepts and obeys. The phrases you repeat with conviction sink deep into its hidden chambers, where they take root and grow until they manifest in visible form. Consider the power of language in shaping destinies. Great leaders, visionaries, and innovators all understood that words are not mere sounds. They are vibrations that set invisible forces in motion. When you affirm prosperity, you are aligning yourself with the universal law of abundance. You are telling life itself, "This is who I am," and life responds in kind. Imagine a person who constantly speaks of struggle. declaring that nothing ever works out and money never stays. That person builds walls against their own good, brick by brick, with every negative word. Yet when another person boldly speaks words of wealth and possibility, they swing wide the gates of opportunity. It is not magic, it is the operation of law. Energy flows where attention goes, and words focus attention with laser precision. This is why your nighttime declarations hold extraordinary power. As you drift into sleep, your conscious mind rests, and the subconscious becomes highly receptive. Whatever you say in those sacred moments sinks deeply and begins to shape the currents of your life. Speak of prosperity as though it already exists, because in truth, it does. The riches you seek are already prepared for you. Your task is to claim them with unwavering faith and fearless speech. Let your affirmations be vivid and alive. Do not whisper them as idle hopes, but speak them as established facts. Feel the thrill of abundance as you say the words. See the overflowing bank account, the thriving business, the beautiful home, the life of freedom. Speak until every cell in your body vibrates with certainty. In doing so, you are not begging the universe, you are commanding the fulfillment of your own divine inheritance. Each night, make your final words the language of wealth, joy, and success. Send them forth like messengers into the silent night, knowing they will return bearing gifts. The law never fails. As you speak prosperity into being, you sculpt the unseen into form, and soon, you awaken not to a dream, but to the tangible evidence of the words you have sown. Point 3. Visualize, with feeling. Imagination is the workshop of your destiny. What you see within, you will hold without. Every invention, every fortune, every success began first as an image in the unseen. To visualize with feeling is to summon the very forces of creation to work on your behalf. It is not idle daydreaming. It is a deliberate act of faith, painting on the canvas of your mind the life you desire, with colors so vivid that they outshine every shadow of doubt. Before you drift into sleep, close your eyes and step into the world you long to inhabit. See yourself living in that home, signing that contract, experiencing that financial freedom. Do not merely glance at it as an observer. Walk through it as if it is your reality. Touch the walls of your dream house. Feel the texture beneath your fingertips. Hear the laughter of joy ringing through your halls. Smell the fragrance of fresh flowers on your table. Engage all your senses, because the subconscious responds not to words alone but to impressions that pulse with life and emotion. Feeling is the secret key that unlocks manifestation. A picture in the mind without feeling is like a seed on a stone. Nothing can grow there. When you feel the joy, the gratitude, the confidence that your vision is already true, you water that seed with the richest nourishment. Emotions are the language the subconscious understands best. When you combine vision with feeling, you send out an irresistible command that the universe must obey. Consider the athlete who sees victory before the race begins. Champions have long known that mental rehearsal shapes physical reality. Scientific studies confirm that visualization activates the same neural pathways as actual performance. The mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. In the same way, when you repeatedly experience wealth and success in your inner world, you condition your mind to create matching conditions in your outer world. Do not measure your vision against the evidence of the senses. Do not allow the current balance in your account to dictate the size of your dream. The unseen always precedes the seen. What you hold firmly in thought and bathe with feeling must one day take form. As you lie in bed, let every image of abundance fill you with calm certainty. Refuse to leave the stage of imagination until you feel that thrill of possession, that quiet knowing that it is done. This practice is not about striving. It is about aligning. You are aligning your inner vibration with the good that already exists in the infinite storehouse of life. The world within shapes the world without, and what you claim in imagination with unwavering feeling becomes inevitable. Make this your nightly ritual. Step boldly into the picture of your desire and dwell there until it feels more real than the day behind you. Soon, you will awaken to discover that what was once a vision has become the substance of your life. Point 4. Express radical gratitude is the golden key that unlocks the treasure house of life. When you give thanks for what you already have, you place yourself in harmony with abundance, and that harmony attracts more of the same. The heart that beats with appreciation sends out a vibration that calls forth blessings from every direction. It is impossible to live in gratitude and lack at the same time. for one state dissolves the other. Each night, before you close your eyes, let gratitude flood your mind like sunlight filling a dark room. Begin with the simplest things: the breath that sustains you, the bed that cradles you, the lessons that shaped your day. Let your thoughts linger on these gifts until a quiet joy rises within. This joy is not mere sentiment, it is power. It sets into motion forces beyond your sight, drawing to you conditions that match your elevated state of being. Gratitude is not reserved for what has already manifested. It is most potent when given in advance. To thank life for blessings yet unseen is to declare your trust in the unseen order that governs all things. It is to say without words, I know my good is on its way, and I rejoice in it now. This kind of gratitude opens wide the gates of supply because it springs from faith, and faith is the substance of every answered desire. Consider the farmer who plants his seed and gives thanks for the harvest long before it ripens. He does not doubt the law of growth. He knows the result is sure. In the same way, when you thank life for abundance before it appears, you align yourself with the immutable law of increase. What you appreciate expands. What you bless multiplies. When your heart overflows with thankfulness, you magnetize every form of good wealth, health, opportunity, and joy. Scientific research now confirms what spiritual law has always declared: gratitude rewires the brain for happiness and resilience. People who practice daily gratitude sleep better, experience less stress, and report greater well-being. This is no coincidence. A grateful mind is a fertile ground where creative ideas flourish and inspired actions spring forth, leading to tangible success. Make gratitude your final thought before sleep. Picture the blessings of your life as shining stars in a vast sky, and as you name each one, feel your inner light grow brighter. Then turn your thanks toward what you desire as though it is already yours. Thank life for the financial freedom, the loving relationships, the radiant health, the opportunities that unfold with ease. Let your gratitude be so deep and genuine that it stirs a quiet certainty within you. As you drift into slumber with a grateful heart, know that you are weaving a future rich with goodness. Gratitude transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary and turns every waiting moment into a moment of fulfillment. To live in constant appreciation is to live in the flow of abundance, where every need is met and every dream has room to bloom. Point 5. Surrender and trust the process. There comes a point when every effort, every affirmation, and every visualization must give way to quiet trust. This is the moment of surrender, the sacred act of releasing control and resting in the assurance that all is unfolding perfectly. Too often, the mind wants to rush the process, to pry open the seed and demand a harvest before its appointed season. Yet true power is found not in grasping, but in letting go. Surrender is not defeat. It is the highest expression of faith. It says, I have planted, I have watered, and now I allow the invisible forces of life to bring forth the increase. Just as the farmer does not dig up his seed each day to check its progress, neither should you disturb the work of spirit by constant worry. Anxiety is a sign of mistrust, and mistrust closes the channel through which blessings flow. Trust, on the other hand, flings the door wide open and invites abundance to enter freely. Consider the vast intelligence that governs the stars, turns the seasons, and orchestrates the tides. This same intelligence moves in your life, guiding every detail toward the perfect outcome. You are not alone in your desire. The universe itself longs for your fulfillment. When you surrender, you harmonize with this universal order, and everything begins to align with grace and ease. Obstacles melt away, doors open without effort, and what once seemed impossible unfolds with divine precision. Surrender does not mean inactivity. It means inspired activity, action born from inner peace rather than restless striving. When you release the need to control, you create space for guidance to rise within you. Ideas come like gentle whispers, pointing the way to your good. And because you are no longer clouded by fear, you recognize these promptings and move with confidence. Before sleep, whisper to life your willingness to let go. Breathe deeply and feel the tension leave your body. See yourself placing every concern into a great, radiant light, knowing it will be cared for perfectly. Rest in the awareness that what is yours cannot be withheld. Every delay has purpose, every detour carries wisdom, and every unanswered question is leading you to something better than you imagined. This practice transforms the night into a sanctuary of peace. Instead of wrestling with uncertainty, you float on a tide of assurance, and this calm state sends out a vibration that draws harmonious conditions to you. Trust becomes your silent magnet, pulling wealth, health, and opportunity into your orbit. Without struggle, the moment you surrender, the burden lifts. Life begins to work for you instead of against you. What seemed heavy becomes light, what seemed delayed arrives on time, and what seemed broken reveals itself as part of a greater pattern. In surrender, you discover the truth. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world, only the certainty that all is well. And when you awaken to a life that reflects that peace in every detail. Closing words: do this every night. Release, speak, visualize, give thanks, and trust. These 5 steps will transform your nights into workshops of abundance. Soon, wealth will not be something you chase, it will become the rhythm of your life. Remember, as you drift into sleep, you are writing the blueprint of your tomorrow. Make it bold, make it beautiful, make it rich.